What's up? It's your boy, Fawness. We're here with another episode of Social Climate, and we're going to jump back into the movies. We were talking about hypergamy in the last video, and I want to kind of jump back into the movies for a second. I want to look at the idea of family in superhero movies and how family, is narrated and how family is being portrayed in certain movies. As you see behind me, I got the figureheads over here, the fertility dolls. And so you had the female fertility doll with the baby, the male fertility doll. And these African drums, which were actually used for communication. Before we had cell phones, cell phone towers, and all this stuff, when someone would be near the shore, someone arrived on the shore, there'd be a drummer. He'd play a certain drum pattern. Okay, far distance away, someone else would hear that drum pattern, and they would hear that message and relay that message on down the line. So eventually, by the time you got to the village, the message had been passed down like someone had just arrived from the shore, or there was danger, or there was trouble, or there was food. Different drum patterns for whatever message you want to display. So they had ways of communicating, a long time ago. This is very interesting. So we're going to kind of look at the family dynamic in superhero movies. And I got my man here today, Trendsetter. What's up, Trendsetter?
Hey, nothing much.
All right, man. We wanted to break down this Black Panther, movie. And we were comparing it to Aqua Man because we saw both movies, and it just was interesting to me, how the culture was depicted in the Black Panther as far as how the family is portrayed versus what they did with the family in the Aqua Man movie. Maybe it's just me, but we're going to parallel both movies side by side. We're going to compare certain things that happen in each movie with the families, and how the movie depicted the family structure and what happened with the families in the movie. So, we're going to look at the Black Panther and the Aquaman. So first, Black Panther came out first. So, what you think? What's the first part you that stuck out in Black Panther dealing with family? What do you think?
The very beginning of the movie had me.
Because
in the beginning, they had Black Panther's father. This took place in the past first.
Yeah.
So it had Black Panther's father, and they had his brother who was undercover in America.
Mm-hmm.
So they find out that the brother had betrayed the country, and the dad ends up killing his brother.
So Black Panther's dad, y'all heard it here, ends up killing his own brother. Not only that, didn't he abandon the nephew?
Yes, he did.
He abandoned his nephew in America. All right, so that's how the movie jumps off, just like that. So immediately, there's trauma in the family. Brother kills brother. Nephew eventually finds out his dad kills his brother. His dad's dead. The nephew doesn't have a father. And he's stranded in America, abandoned. So, not a very good family dynamic right there, right? Structure was all jacked up.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
So, Aquaman, very similar in how it started now as far as family issues. Because mom, she was found on the rocks of the lighthouse or whatever. And the land dweller, the surface dweller found her. She was running from a king that she didn't want to be with. Right? So she ended up having a baby with this surface dweller. Mm-hmm. Now the Atlanteans came and found her when the baby was born with this guy, right? And kidnapped her.
Right.
And took her back. And left dad with Aquaman, young Aquaman, right? And they thought she was dead. So at that point, we thought mom was dead. Mm-hmm. So up to this point, we thought, uncle died in Black Panther, mom died in Aquaman. Some tragedy happened to the family.
Right.
Right. So as we move on, what happened next in Black Panther?
In Black Panther, it skips forward to when right after the events of the last Captain America movie, where Black Panther's dad actually died in the movie. So he wasn't even in the movie, so except for in Black Panther's dream.
Yeah, so he interacted with his dad only in his dream.
Yes.
His dad was already dead.
Yeah.
All right, so he never really got to meet his dad in the movie.
Right.
All right, whereas in Aquaman, there's a nice warm scene where he's at the bar with his dad, right?
Yeah.
His dad's laughing like, I can still outdrink you even though you're a superhero.
Yeah.
and the guys run up on him in the bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're about to fight him, and then they whip out a cell phone, and everybody starts taking pictures, and it's all happy.
Right.
So he gets a pleasurable moment with his dad in the movie, right? And then what happens next? In I know in Aquaman though, someone does die in Aquaman. Unfortunately, it's Manta's.
Black Manta.
Yeah, go ahead, fill us in. How they do that?
Black Manta in the Aquaman movie, they were like undersea pirates.
Yeah.
Like they were like common day pirates. Like they had a submarine, they raided other submarines for gear. And that portrays them as the villain. So Aquaman stormed in, he saved all the people on the submarine, and he kind of brutally beat the crap out of everybody, all the pirates. I mean, he's supposed to be a superhero, of course, but at the end, the Black Manta, his dad gets brutally injured, and Aquaman refuses to save him and leaves them both to die.
Leaves him to die.
Yeah,
right
in the submarine.
So, someone actually did die in Aquaman, but it was the Black Manta's dad.
Yes.
So once again, somehow, the black family in the Aquaman movie is traumatized
from the start. Yeah.
From the start. So in Black Panther, the black family is traumatized, and in Aquaman, both families seem to be traumatized so far.
Yes.
And Black Manta's dad dies. Wow. Okay. So in Ocean, then we have the Ocean Master, right, which is Aquaman's brother. Aquaman goes to challenge his brother in a duel, right? And except in this case, Aquaman is saved. His brother's about to beat him, potentially, possibly kill him.
Right.
Right. A woman that likes him comes along and saves him right at the last moment, swoops him out from being defeated. Mm-hmm. All right. Now parallel that with the Black Panther. There's a fight scene in that.
Well, in Black Panther, after they introduced the villain, which is the nephew that they left behind in America, he grew up to hate all the people in Wakanda.
Yeah. He killed somebody too.
He was going to he
killed
on his way to
girl?
Wakanda. He killed his girlfriend.
Killed his own girlfriend. Why did they put that in the movie? I don't even understand what that had to do with anything, because they could have actually killed the bad guy without having to have him kill his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So it's just another dynamic of the black man and black woman, or relationships, how they don't work.
Right.
The movie just put that in there, like he just killed her for no reason.
Yeah, I was.
Didn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
All right, so and then he goes on to Wakanda, right?
Yeah, he goes to Wakanda, and he goes to challenge Black Panther for the role as king.
Exactly.
So during the fight, Killmonger's winning, and he's about to kill Black Panther. And then the fight is interrupted by I want to say like a family friend of Black Panther.
Yeah. Forrest Whitaker plays the part. He's like the priest or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The character's name was Zuri. So he hits the sword down, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Don't do this. I'm the reason for your father's death." And then Killmonger goes to kill Zuri.
Yeah.
And then after that, he proceeds to throw Black Panther off the waterfall and wins the match.
So, even though everyone didn't want it to happen, they still allowed Killmonger to throw Black Panther off the cliff.
Yeah.
Which is different from the Aquaman movie, because in Aquaman, he was saved from being hurt. He was embarrassed because he was being defeated, but he was swooped up right before he was actually hurt.
Right.
Black Panther, we thought he was dead potentially, right? So that was very interesting. Go ahead.
Can I add something to that?
Yes.
Also, the fact that in Aquaman, he was given the option not to fight and to just leave, whereas Killmonger showed up already wanting to kill Black Panther.
All right, there was no option about it.
There was no option.
Right. Okay. And Aquaman decided to still fight.
Right.
And his brother had him in chains.
Yeah.
And he could have killed him right then and there, but then chose to do a valiant fight.
Right.
And then he was swooped up and saved. All right. Now, the match was dishonored in the Aquaman movie. You know, they dishonored the ocean history and lore because she like swooped in and just saved him, right? Whereas in the Black Panther, they honored tradition, but it caused the potential death of the Black Panther. No one jumped in to save him. So tradition was more important than human life. Yeah. Whereas in Aquaman, the family, they valued that human life more than their tradition,
right?
Which was interesting. They were attempting to protect the history of the ocean, which I think in Black Panther, he actually went to destroy the what do they call those flowers?
The heart-shaped herb. It's the thing that gives it gives you the power of the Black Panther,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to have it when you're king. But he made it so they can't really have it.
So no one can have it anymore.
Right.
So that'd be like similar to Aqua Man destroying the Trident.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason that in Black Panther they made them destroy the herb that gives them power.
Yeah. It
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Self-destruction.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Aquaman, his whole family. To sum it up, in the end, Aquaman's whole family's healed. And I'll let you break down the Black Panther. Right. Dad thought he was never going to see his wife, the wife again.
Yeah, it turns out she lives.
Right? He goes to the shore every day, his life, in his whole life.
Right.
And she shows up at the end, right?
Yeah.
And they're happy. Mom, we thought she was dead.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out she was saved. She wasn't dead. Aquaman went and saved her, right? Then the two brothers, who hated each other to the core. Well, the Ocean Master hated Aquaman.
Right.
He ends up, they end up making up. They see their mom, no one's hurt, and the whole family just has a warm, loving family moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that in Black Panther,
No, we
right?
definitely didn't.
Give us a breakdown of what happened to the family members,
At the end of the movie, after they get done fighting, Killmonger decides to just die rather than make amends for what he did.
Yeah. So whereas the Aquaman, him and his brother, they just straight make amends, and he's like, even though you're bad, I'll come talk to you later, or something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas Killmonger's like, I'd rather just die.
Right.
So it's like death. There's no healing.
Right.
Which was very symbolic. Very symbolic. Pay attention to the difference.
And the family was left torn because his Black Panther's dad ended up dead.
He was alone beside his sister.
Yeah, he was
and mom.
other than his sister and his mom, his dad was dead, his uncle, his cousin.
All the male role models were self-destructed toward each other.
Pretty much, yeah.
Black Panther's dad killed his brother. Black Panther's dad ends up dying.
Right.
Killmonger kills his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Killmonger basically is killed by Black Panther because he doesn't let himself be healed.
Right.
The family's just completely destroyed. Whereas in Aquaman, at the end of the movie, there's a good feeling because all the characters end up getting healed and the family is healed and everyone makes amends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just interesting how when you take two Disney movies like that, both good movies, with great storylines, but you can see within the storylines how they cause the black families to be so dysfunctional and violent toward each other, subliminally.
Right.
Versus the Aquaman, where it starts out that way, but in the end, everyone is saved and everyone is healed. There's a restoration, a restorative practice that's done there in the Aquaman movie for the viewers, subliminally.
Right.
Whereas Black Panthers, everyone's just left abominated, dead, and frustrated. It was a powerful point where he said, throw me in the ocean, where my ancestors are. But it was still a divide and conquer, like I would rather die than to make amends and for us to forgive each other. So that puts a bad idea, in the heads of a culture, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, when mistakes are made, people can still be forgiven and you can still heal.
Right.
But the movie kind of depicted and presented an image where they couldn't heal and they were left destroyed, and kind of basically parallels how the black family is in America right now. New ways are always being made for us to destroy ourselves. Pay attention to that parallel. I'll give an example. The war on drugs. In the 90s, there was a war on drugs, where the drug dealers were arrested and everybody was trying to persecute and clean up these neighborhoods. But now we have opioid epidemic, right? And they have all these people on heroin and all these opioids and things like that.
They're saying they need help.
They're saying they need help, and they're getting these people help. They're trying to restore them. So these parallels in the movie have parallel things that go on in real life. So we just wanted to break that movie down and show you guys how the movie depicts African American life, versus other life, other cultures. So pay attention to your movies, guys. These movies are giving you some sick subliminals. Don't be fooled. Watch them with your kids, but make sure you break down the movie after you watch it. All right, this is your man Farness from Social Comment with my man Trendsetter in the background over here, and we will get with you guys another time. Be on the lookout for another video.